Hey, so from the title, you might be confused thinking that I have like a really negative mindset towards internships, but that's not the case. I'm not against internships, and I'm not saying that you shouldn't get one at all. In fact, I highly encourage people to get internships or any other experience that can, lead to opportunities. I'm just saying that there are reasons why I don't like internships and why really they suck. And I would prefer you to get like a paying job rather than like a non-paying internship, if it's possible. So I know in this current job market, like there are sacrifices that you have to make. And in this video, I want to point out sacrifices that you'll have to give if you choose to decide like getting an internship. Not all of these points will be relevant, so not all of them will apply to your specific internship. But there are some points that you'll probably have to deal with. And I'm just trying to like basically warn you ahead of time that there are some internships that you might experience, having these points. Also, I'm not a recruiter, so don't ask me for like an internship or like where can I find a job. And also, I'm not hiring anyone. I work for someone, so don't ask me saying, can you hire me? I can't do any of that. So sorry, I cannot help you there. It's just too many people are asking, so I can't do anything about it. Alright, so with the disclaimer out of the way, saying that I'm not against internships and that I'm not a hiring manager, let's get into the video. So the first thing that I hate about internships, and really why they suck, is that there are some internships that don't pay at all. So you have zero pay for what you're doing. Basically, you are trading in your time for the experience gained. I mean, yes, it is good to work, but in the end, deep down, all of us, we don't want to work for free, right? And eventually, as I go down the list more and more, you'll see that some items work hand in hand with this negative concept. Basically, you are like not being efficient if you're working for free. So you're spending your valuable time, your valuable resource of life, basically, working for free. You're not getting anything out of it besides experience. And so if you're not gaining any experience or skills while doing this, again, you're trading in your time, then what value is that to you? Hopefully, if you deem it valuable experience, then it's worthy enough to trade in for your time. But in the end, if it's not valuable to you, then at least you should exchange your time for money. And it's worse if you're working like 8 hours a day with no pay. And you're doing that like 40 hours a week. So that's a full-time job, but you're getting zero pay. So hopefully that trade-off of your time for experience is well worth it to you. The next reason why some internships suck is that they don't really offer skills. Sometimes these internships, they are like almost useless positions. You don't gain any knowledge or skills while doing it. So for example, I know this might just be like found in the movies or something, but let's say you're applying and then you get this internship to help an employer. And what you'd think is that he would be mentoring you, or you'd be learning from him, watching him, gaining experience as you watch over him. But in the end, you just end up being his errand boy for some reason. You may just end up doing like non-skilled tasks like getting coffee for him or printing out whatever, or fixing the photocopier, or maybe just like scanning documents, doing like clerical office jobs when you apply to become like an engineer assistant, or if you apply to like a high-tech engineering firm, but you're doing not high-tech engineering stuff. So you get what I'm saying, right? And so yes, although you can put that you were an assistant engineer on your resume, the skills that you learned in this position, this internship, is not really showcaseable in the resume. So maybe, for example, you know how to run faster to the microwave or run faster to the nearest Starbucks, or you may know how to like troubleshoot any broken printer now, but how can you show that on your resume? It's not really a valuable professional skill, I should say. And that's why I don't really like it. And it could be worse if you're not getting paid too. And again, all these points can work in combination of each other, and the more you add, the worse your internship will be. The next one is, combined with no pay and little skills learned, it's being exploited. So the company that you're working for, it's exploiting you, meaning that they are just taking the full advantage of you being there, you working for free, and you helping them and supporting them while you get nothing in return. So you don't get any benefits, you don't get any pay, while the company gets the full-on advantage of you working and doing like small meaningless tasks for them. So in a way, yes, the company is being more productive because they're getting the stuff done. They're solving the bigger issues while you, the intern, is like helping the employers with their other less urgent issues, and you are their support, but what can you do with that? How does that benefit you in a way? You have to be, in a way, selfish, because at the end of the day, you want to showcase that you learned something from this position. That's why you applied for this internship in the first place. You're not part of that professional team. You're just helping the professional team be more comfortable doing what they're doing. So now the big boss doesn't have to waste like 5 minutes of his time getting coffee, or 5 minutes of his time like photocopying or troubleshooting some printer that ran out of ink. he can just let you, the intern, do it. And once people start to get comfortable exploiting the new intern, then that just gets, more downhill from there. Now they're comfortable with exploiting you, taking advantage of you. And the last one, to me, this is like the most painful one. It's that you don't get recognized for your work. So you get no recognition, no credit. So let's say you join a team and you get assigned to be an assistant for this employer. I'll just be specific. You got assigned to help this engineer for his project. So you come in thinking that you'd be using your mind, your engineering degree or some of your engineering experience as you're a freshman or whatever in college. You would think that you'd help him input some ideas with whatever limited knowledge you have, but you end up being his errand boy. You end up just getting mail for him or just getting coffee for him in the morning. But you end up dealing with it. You get his coffee and you do input some different ideas on his project because you're more creative that way. And so eventually you guys complete the project. But here's the suckish part. At the end of the project, once you submit that package and then everything is complete, the big boss gives that employer, the one you were assigned to, the big boss gives him all the credit. He gets a raise or he gets a reward for completing the project. Well, you helped too, but you don't get any recognition for it. I mean, yes, I know you didn't do all the work. I know at the end you weren't the one who submitted the package. You didn't stamp it with your name on it. But at least, get some credit for it. You helped too. I mean, the least the employer can do is give you some credit, right? If you can at least mention your name saying, I wouldn't have been able to complete this without the help of Randy here. If it hadn't been for his contribution in helping me with my morning task or, some idea that I put because he mentioned it, I wouldn't have been able to think outside the box without him. But nope, the employer just takes all the credit and you just watch on the sidelines as he receives the new bonus or the new reward. Deep down, maybe I'm just a little bitter with what I experienced because some of these points was some of the things that I had to go through as I was interning as well. So maybe it's just me ranting, but I know some of you guys or most of you guys may be experiencing the same thing because that's just how interns work. In a way, they're sort of stereotyped to be exploited, and that's what I hate about it. The fact that big employers or big bosses can get away with this is because, everyone has to go through this. Yes, they should learn, but they don't have to do it in a cruel way. Is it really right to treat a new employer who has little experience, make their life miserable so they can understand, oh, this is just how climbing that corporate ladder is? No, it shouldn't be that way. So yeah, these are the 4 reasons why I think internships suck. I say that you should get a paying job rather than an internship. It's because that at least a paying job guarantees pay. Some internships, again, you're exchanging your valuable time on this earth for no pay and no skills learned. To me, that's not a valuable trade-off. At least get something out of it that you could put on your resume. And say you're working at some job that isn't truly a career that you want to further grow in, at least you'll get paid for it and you'll develop some soft skills learned along with it. So maybe some customer service skills or office, clerical skills that you could at least put down on your resume compared to an internship that you can't really showcase your skills if you work in a lawyer office or an engineering firm. Again, I'm not against internships, just make sure that you're aware of these points as you're applying for it because you don't want to get disappointed when you realize, oh, internships suck. Okay, that's all I have. Goodbye.